It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time to meet Team 216, my longtime radio partner, Bluebelly Tom Crawford. He is our Tuesday in studio and Thursday remotes co-host, The Drive with Jack, on the Team 92.1 FM. You're home for We Are There Sports Radio. Tom, how are you?
I'm doing great. Every time you try to figure out this college football playoff and rank teams, the thing gets blown up every week, and this weekend was no exception, Jack.
You were in Indianapolis Saturday.
Yeah, watched a little D2 action. My son's team closed out regular season 11-0. Now it's on to the playoffs, so I'm excited about that, but I still kept my eye on D1 and saw a lot of the 3:30 games.
Proves, guys, that at least one Wolverine can make it to Indianapolis.
And once again, a setup. So, well, he's got an ulterior motive every time. He comes in nice and boom, boom, boom.
That's called misdirection. You were so busy focusing on me, you didn't even see Jack.
Ooh, that's
also want to welcome Rico Beard.
That's a good point.
Specs Howard, instructor. He's a recruiting insider, and he is the host of the Spartan Beat. Weeknights from 6 to 7 on the Team 92.1. How are you, Rico?
I'm better. I got home, got to watch some football, saw that everybody got blown out, so it wasn't just a Michigan State thing.
Not everybody got blown out. I mean, half the teams win, half the teams lose every day.
Well,
that's how that works.
Good teams got blown out. Other teams played high school teams. So,
would you rather have the team that you are supporting lose a game like that, or have one pulled away from them in the last?
I've said it many a time. I'd rather a blowout because you come to grips. You know it's over.
Yeah.
I was down in the stands hanging out with Damon Webb Sr. when his son got the pick.
So you wrap your arms around total humiliation and
it's over. There's nothing left to go. I mean,
love that pride, baby.
If not, you sit there and you complain about, well, it rained and it was raining while we lost, and that's why. And you make excuses.
Michigan State needs it to rain to win. That's why you got blown out.
Well, then what does Michigan
weather was
need?
too nice in Columbus, Ohio. Also want to welcome in Doug Warren. He is producer of The Drive with Jack and the Spartan Beat. He's also our Detroit Lions and NFL historian. He made the trip to Columbus.
Yes.
And got a chance to see the Detroit Lions today. Didn't play well, but got the win.
Got the win in the NFL. It's all about just getting the win. And Cleveland had a valiant effort today, but they moved to 0-9, and the Lions stay in the NFC playoff hunt.
Going to be very interesting down the stretch. The schedule's changed. The Lions, it softens up considerably. We'll see how they do. When we get back, we're going to start with the Detroit Lions, and a victory gets them to 5-4. We're also going to talk about Michigan State, Michigan, a big week in college football, and college basketball coming up with the Champions Classic Tuesday in Chicago. We'll be right back on Press Pass.
In winter, the neighborhood kids are always out there with their friends. It drives me crazy. You'd think someone would do something. So I do. Just like my dad did for me. All they want to do is play hockey.
Available at D&G Equipment in Mason, Williamston, Howell, Highland, Corona, and Charlotte.
Looking for a whole new way to play? Then take a look at Fast Cash, the new instant win games from the Michigan Lottery. Fast Cash offers cash prizes you can win on the spot, plus big progressive jackpots that grow all day long and can be won at any time. Games print right from the lottery terminal, and the prizes never sell out. There are lots of new games and some of your favorites like Cashword and Wild Time. Instant wins, progressive jackpots. Fast Cash checks all the boxes. Fast Cash, new from the Michigan Lottery.
American Metal Roofs. Can we use your home in our advertising? Qualified homes can save big. And this month, veterans can take an extra $500 discount. Call American Metal Roofs today or visit
AmericanMetalRoofs.com.
With the David Chapman Agency, auto owners insurance policies come with something extra. Local agents who care about you. Our agents will help you find the right coverage at the best price. 3 generations serving you at the David Chapman Agency, your local auto owners insurance agents.
Catch all the savings and excitement during Capital Honda's Savings Rush, now at Capital Honda.
Team spirit. Face paint.
more cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, the 2018s are here and the 2017s have to go. This month only, save up to $13,000 on all remaining 2017s in stock. Or choose 0% financing for up to 72 months on select vehicles. There's never been a better time to save on new 2017s than right now at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos. Visit us in Okemos
or shop graffokemos.com to see our inventory and daily specials.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. I'm talking about chicken shawarma with baked breast meat and hummus made fresh in a 3-day process. That's why I'm there every week.
You know, we executed a little bit better, obviously. You know, they had some new wrinkles, as we thought they would, kind of coming out of the bye week. They have a smart defensive coordinator. But our guys did a great job of adjusting. Our coaches did some great adjustments at halftime. We came out and executed at a high level and score points when you do that.
Going against this defense, we knew that they took pride in their stopping the run and that they were dominant run stoppers. And, I think we kind of took it personal. I think we had a great week of practicing it. And we were prepared. On top of having some great runners like Theo, Dwayne, and Amir, we just made it happen. We got some guys back this week on offensive line that made a difference, and those holes are opening up.
I just think overall that the guys just, once we got past that kind of a rough spot at the beginning, I just think they all played well together. I think it was a really good team effort. It's glad to have anybody back that performs well for us, and those guys certainly got to have them back. They certainly didn't play the entire game, but the presence was known. I'll have to look at the film to see, how they did totally.
That's Matthew Stafford, Golden Tate, and Jim Caldwell.
Jack, how do they say that with a straight face?
Hey, they're going to win the division, right?
The Cleveland Golden Tate even started smirking like they came out with a good defense. I can't believe it.
A win is a win in the National Football League. 38-24 over the Browns. Doug Warren, the Lions trailed 24-17 late in the third quarter. Could have been behind 27-10.
Yeah.
Do they win that game if not for a strip and score, Nevin Lawson, and some bizarre clock management at the end of the first half that gave the Browns no points when they should have had at least 3?
Well, give an assist to Hugh Jackson. Nevin Lawson made a great play, Jack. That was a hell of a play. You strip it and you take it to the house. It's the Browns. I mean, they're trying to win. They don't want to be another 0-16 team like the Lions. So 53 grown men going in the same direction. They can fight for a while. But yeah, the Lions had another big win today, one that they needed. And we'll see. The Minnesota, you see Minnesota today against Washington. They're still, in my opinion, the team that's going to win that division. That defense is unbelievable. But the Lions, if they keep winning, they'll have a shot to make at least a wild card and see what happens.
I thought it was interesting the stat they kept putting up about yards after the catch.
Yeah.
And Golden Tate, number 1 in the National Football League.
That's incredible. That's his specialty. I mean, he's an amazing guy. But Lions couldn't get any running going. 104 yards on the ground. I mean,
that's what they've been doing all year.
Is that good, Doug? Or?
No, they're just the Lions offensive line is just still struggling. They had some big runs and then they had a lot of bad ones. But the thing is, they just keep plugging away. They got the quarterback and Golden Tate. As long as he's healthy, that offense is going to produce, I think, because nobody can cover him right now in the league.
And I think there was a point when Deshaun Kaiser left the game, came back, left the game. Cody Kessler came in. There was a big difference when you had an immobile quarterback, Rico. Lions defense could tee off.
Yeah, and that's just it. They teed off. I mean, they took advantage of it. The game never should have been that close to begin with. That's Cleveland. I'm sorry. Cleveland is waiting to see where they're going to be ranked in the college football playoff poll on Tuesday night. They may be one of the 4
and they've had 4 games that they should have won. So it's a little misleading on that.
And Deshaun Kaiser played, aside from being out for a while with that big hit, he played his best game of the year. So he's a rookie.
Anybody who tries to run a quarterback sneak with no timeouts left.
That was I couldn't believe what I saw.
Audible to that call that made no sense. And Hugh Jackson on the sidelines was like, where did that come from?
Right. It was just
everything in the end zone through the air. I mean,
this is why you're going to go, oh, well, they'll win a game. No. It would have been funny if the Lions would have lost.
No, it wouldn't have been funny. It would have been horrible.
Funny to you. You're
such a cynical person.
Sitting on the couch laughing.
This is the difference. You have a quarterback like Stafford, who I think by all accounts he audibled into that screen pass. He saw there was no safety help. He audibles, throws to the tape. It's a 40-yard screen pass for a touchdown. That's the difference between teams that have a chance at success and teams like Cleveland who are still floundering when they're, 22nd quarterback since like 1999. It's insane.
Yeah, 2 more than the Lions.
Yeah.
Tom, there was a point in the first half, and the Lions were getting chunk plays on the ground.
They were.
With Abdullah and Riddick. That came to a halt, but both teams were running the ball. Do you like that kind of football better than the 7-on-7 drill we see in the National Football League?
Oh, hell no. I love 7-on-7. I want that ball going through the air. I want to be entertained. I like the precision of a good aerial game.
Your son's a running backs coach. Should you appreciate that?
It doesn't matter. I mean, I watch, running games in college are more of a balance, but in the NFL, I like the precision of an aerial game all the way through and through.
Rico, the Lions had to win to remain tied with Green Bay, beat the Bears, and the Vikings, beat the Redskins. What's the final order of finish in the NFC North?
Probably they'll finish second. I think Green Bay, unless something happens and they can get Aaron Rodgers back, he keeps hinting that near the end, I think if they're close, he may play week 16 and 17. But I think Minnesota finishes. I think Thanksgiving Day will decide the division. But they got a 2-game lead on the Lions. Even though the Lions have the easier schedule, I think Minnesota wins.
Doug, would you agree that Thanksgiving Day is a de facto championship game in the NFC North?
In all likelihood, yeah, and I still think the Vikings are going to win that day.
I think the Lions are going to win that game.
I can't imagine the Lions going 6-0 against Minnesota, Green Bay, and Chicago and not winning the division. Might happen. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about Michigan State, a trip to Columbus. We'll be right back.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we have a taste for adventure because the only way to know how good something can be is to go for it. Try our veggie smoothies, Island Green, made with spinach, kale, pineapple, banana, and mango, and Caribbean Sea Burst with carrots, mango, banana, orange, and goji. Adventure begins with never knowing until you try, but always expecting something great. Go for a veggie smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Coach's All-American Pub and Grill. What makes us All-American? Enjoying great food with ice-cold beverages and friendly service. Watching the game on one of our 21 large-screen TVs. With a variety of fun indoor and outdoor entertainment every night of the week. Connecting with friends, dining with family, or catching the game, you'll always have a great time. Coach's All-American Pub and Grill. Great food, fun, and friends. It was a Saturday of smiles for Michigan State at Michigan Stadium. A sea of white amid maize and blue. A team that laid it all on the line with ferocious hits and a steady hand. For 59 minutes and 50 seconds, then all hell broke loose. Cherish the memories of last October 17th and one of the greatest finishes in college football history. The Perfect 10 by Jack Ebling and Joe Rexrode. Go to 10perfectseconds.com before time runs out.
When it matters, call the Abood Law Firm.
When it comes to cancer, every day is a fight. By our patients, their families, and our caregivers. It's hard to describe how it feels when you see the victories happen. It makes us work that much harder to open new doors in the fight against cancer. Introducing the Sparrow Herbert Herman Cancer Center.
When my dad started selling cars nearly 5 decades ago, things were much different. Cars might have changed a lot since then, but a few things have stayed the same. Our commitment to making car buying fast, easy, and enjoyable is one. How do we make it fast? For starters, we listen to you. By listening to you, we can find the car that you want faster and get you behind the wheel quick. Just one of the ways you get more at Sawyer's Chevrolet Superstore.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for a Going Green segment brought to you by Graf Chevrolet, a trusted friend with 103 years in the automobile business. Stop and see Matt, Mark, and Greg on West Grand River in Okemos. They'll take great care of you as they have on all 6 of my leases and purchases. Go green, go Graf.
Okemos was pretty impressive all week. We obviously had some news midweek about the 2 linebackers not being able to play, so there was a little anxiety because you had to start moving guys around at that position. And Keandre's not full speed either, so yeah, that's a really nice job by Worley and Malik Harrison and Tough to play the way they did. But a very good week of practice.
When you look at the football game, you know, you get on a wave of momentum going on the other side of the field, you know, and things just don't go right. We didn't separate with our receivers. We didn't throw the ball accurately. We didn't protect our quarterback. We couldn't run the football. Compounded by a couple other things, you know, with offensively turnovers. Defensively, didn't tackle well. We got outflanked, which is coaching. Didn't pressure their quarterback well enough. Didn't stop the run. It's consequently, you know, a meltdown happens, and you know, you got to give Ohio State credit. We had an opportunity early in the game. I thought our best drive was probably our first drive, and it sort of petered out a little bit. And then they snapped the ball over the quarterback's head. We got to get that ball, and maybe we can make it a little bit interesting. But you know, too many things going on in that football game to win a football game. You know, and give them credit.
Ohio State coach Urban Meyer bemoaning the loss of a couple of linebackers, not that they were needed, Saturday. And Mark D'Antonio talking about the rolling ball of butcher knives that turned out to be the Ohio State Buckeyes. Rico, when you think about all of the buildup leading up to this game, a de facto Big Ten East championship game, and people said, oh, 17 points, that's a ridiculous spread. Turns out it was a ridiculous spread, but not the way people intended.
Yeah, it could have been 37, and Ohio State still would have covered, Jack. It was, I think a lot of people question whether or not Ohio State really cared. Whether they were just there for championships and did the players now cash out thinking about their NFL stock. And what they did was said, no, we care about, we had pride. But at the beginning of the game, I mean, the crowd arrived late. There was really no buzz down on the field. Doug, you were down. There was just nothing there. And then all of a sudden, the lights came on, and that team, it just started with one touchdown, then another touchdown, then another touchdown. And you're looking at yourself like, good Lord, I think we're about to witness a massacre. And that's exactly what happened.
Tom, it seems strange watching the two teams that the team that had the 3 was ranked ahead of the team that had the 48. In last week's college football playoff rankings.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the craziest thing about college football. You can be really terrific one week, and the next week you get blown out. But the thing about, and Michigan State's still going to have a terrific year, I think. I think they're going to end up 9-3. I'm Captain Obvious here. I think they'll win these next 2 games. But giving up 335 yards on the ground, you know, between the A and B gap, and then right down the middle of the hash mark. So
with
those
the
kind
ease of the run.
I mean, that's what really surprised me about what happened to Michigan State on Saturday.
Some people called it a game. Some called it a colonoscopy. Doug, you were with me in Columbus.
Tell me about all that.
Right?
Yeah.
Jack just had one.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I did. When you think about those teams, based on what you saw and the way they played throughout the course of the season with their margins of victories, if they played a best-of-7 series, how many games would Michigan State win?
They wouldn't win any. You could tell within 5 minutes of that game starting that Ohio State was going to dominate up front. When Ohio State's dialed in like they are with that front 7, that's when they get 6 sacks and hold you under 100 yards rushing and just make you the mincemeat of your offensive line. And they did that all afternoon. How many NFL players are on there in that front 7?
Was
a couple of them were out.
And he didn't play against Iowa. Not that would have made a difference, but I mean, he's a huge entity.
Well, you got to toss out the game. See, I think if they would have played, I think State could win 2 of the 7 because Ohio State's problem, they're not always focused. And you saw that with Iowa. They start straying away and you can beat them. But that game,
when they're focused.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it's different when you're at Ohio Stadium too. If they split the games.
Well, the Oklahoma game was at Ohio Stadium.
That's Oklahoma.
Well, a talented team that just got humiliated. That's bad timing.
Tom, when you think that Michigan State 2-2 in non-competitive games and games that were up for grabs in the fourth quarter, 4-1. What does that say about this team?
Well, I think Michigan State, I have to say, I think it's got a great future ahead of them. I think they're going to, if they go 9-3, get a bowl win. I think bowl wins are important, man. Look how that'll build towards next year.
I think this team that can overachieve and be 9-3 and have an outstanding season for them. We'll be right back with more Talking Michigan Football up next.
Hi, I'm Phil Tripp from Tripp's Auto Shop in Cleveland Center. After having an accident, the last thing you need is to fight with your insurance company about taking your car to a body shop that gives them a kickback. At Tripp's Auto Shop, we know you're the boss, not the insurance company. We deal with insurance companies, but we work for you. At Tripp's Auto Shop, we'll cover up to $500 of your insurance deductible or a rental car. Tripp's Auto Shop, the right repair is no accident.
real meal for a real deal. Steak and Shake's original double and cheese steak burger and a side of fries for under $4. It's not a hamburger, it's a steak burger. Cooked to order with our thin and crispy fries for under $4. Or get one with bacon. Thick, hardwood smoked, just the right amount of crispy bacon. Or guacamole made in-house with fresh avocados and cilantro. Or maybe you just want your Steak and Shake steak burger with a farm fresh egg. They're all under $4. And now get any size drink for only $1.
Let Larry find a great deal for you at Larry's RV in Jackson.
Larry, are you out there?
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
At Fabiano's Pizzeria, we're more than great pizza. We're family. We're friends. We're a team. Dough and sauce made from scratch. We're serious about quality. And we're honored to serve you. Fabiano's Pizzeria, Westphalia. Just down the road.
I think it might have been our best ball game in all three phases. There was so much good 3-and-outs by our defense, the turnovers, the interceptions, special teams, block, punt, no turnovers, and stopped a fake attempt as well. Offensively, very sound, no turnovers. We were able to make the big play. Very efficient. We were executing well. Working hard. Effort was great, and we were finishing down after down. It was really solid football. Very few penalties. It was a very sound game by our team.
Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh, after a 35-10 win at Maryland, a game I described as businesslike. Tom Crawford, would you say that was Michigan's best game?
You know what? Shockingly, it probably is. Well, let's be real, guys. Michigan has not beaten a team with a winning record this year.
No?
They have not beaten a team with a winning record.
That Ohio State victory didn't count?
It hasn't happened yet, Rico. We'll see. Yeah.
Okay. That's soon to change after the wins over Wisconsin and Ohio State. They have chances.
They have a chance, a tremendous opportunity to take it to another level. I mean, and actually have a quality win. But the thing, workmanlike, that's a balance, no turnovers, like he said. But I was a little disappointed how Michigan didn't, in the second half, kind of just make it a full game delivery of a good solid punch, and then now all of a sudden they have a kicker who's in a slump at Quinn Nordine. These last two games, if they do win those games, those are going to be tight games, tight wins, and it might be relevant. The kicker might kick a 45-yard field goal, and he's laughing right now, and his team just got blown out this half.
Well, I'll just say, all you got to do is
I don't
have
understand. How can you be mocking me right now?
Him and Harbaugh have a little sleepover and work things out, and then they'd be all good.
Stay up late and talk about those things.
Right, braid each other's hair.
Right.
Tom, what did the Wolverines prove in College Park, Maryland, except that DJ Durkin has a lot of work to do?
Well, that they're continuing to progress the running game a little bit, but Karan Higdon did get hurt a little bit, bunged up, and he's got to be healthy if they have any chance against Wisconsin, because the weather's supposed to be inclement potentially, and with Brandon Peters, you can't count on him to throw around for 250 yards. They got to get a $150 to 200 against Wisconsin. Karan Higdon has to be healthy. He better have some good therapy this week.
Rico, were you impressed by a second straight U of M over U of M win? And can the Wolverines get at least a split at Wisconsin against Ohio State?
I was impressed for the simple fact that Michigan went in there and did what you're supposed to do to a bad team. You beat them. You don't let them have a chance in the world. Right. And Maryland had no shot at that game. I wish they would have let Peters throw the ball more. I think they should have made a mandate that he throws at least 25 times. And no and hell no.
No and hell no, respectively. There we go. All right. Doug Warren, if the Wolverines go into Camp Randall Stadium and stun the Badgers, what does it say about Jim Harbaugh's program and the Big Ten?
Well, I don't see that happening, but if they were to do it, I think it'd say less about Wisconsin. That Wisconsin was a pretender, like a lot of national people are claiming. Michigan's a work in progress, like Michigan State. They still got a lot of questions, and it was back to reality Saturday for Michigan State. I think it's probably going to be a little bit like that next Saturday night in Madison.
You think they're going to get blown out, 48-3?
No, it will be 48-3, but
I think Wisconsin,
3-touchdown win by Wisconsin.
I think Wisconsin needs style points. That's why.
That's
what's the line?
statement.
That's not that.
I don't know what the line is.
Wisconsin needs style points.
But you don't think Michigan's rush defense can handle Wisconsin?
I think they will.
It's different.
Compete with them?
I think you really hit it, though. You talk about a work in progress. I think Michigan and Michigan State, both very young, going to be better in 2018 and 2017. And I would rather have the futures of Michigan and Michigan State next year than Ohio State.
And Alex Hornibrook is a turnover machine. He's going to throw a pick or two on Saturday.
The thing is that I don't like is, can you count on Peters to win you that game? And I don't think we've seen that yet.
No.
And going into a hostile environment like Camp Randall, that's not fair to that kid. I think you had 3 games to really play bad opponents and let him see what it was like.
How many rushing yards for Jonathan Taylor against this Michigan defense, Tom?
110.
110. Is that enough, Rico?
Yeah, I think that's. If he rushes for 110 and then they can do the play action pass, I think that's enough.
Wisconsin's favored by 8 right now. That sounds about right. I think it could be ugly. I did say that. I did say that.
Yeah. Touchdowns worth 2.5 points?
No. What I'm saying is it's different when you have to go play on the road. And Wisconsin's playing for the something too. I mean, they got, as Rico said, style points. They got to beat some teams' asses to get in this college football playoffs.
Right. They have to.
No, they don't. All they got to do is run the table and they're in.
No, you need style.
Wisconsin's playing for a lot, but with that goes pressure. Who has Wisconsin beaten?
They haven't beaten anybody.
They've beaten anybody.
Iowa, Northwest.
Iowa's the only one you can make an argument about.
Iowa and Northwest.
They beat Iowa and Michigan, and then Minnesota, and then beat Ohio State and Indianapolis.
And you think they're in with that?
Well, hell yeah, they're in with that. They are in.
I think they're going to be in because there's going to be so many teams with losses, and if they're undefeated, you can't leave them out.
What if they're 5 or 6 this week, and the teams in front of them don't lose?
But Jack, what you're finding out is it's hard to go undefeated, and I think we need to acknowledge that fact because teams look at Clemson. They lost to Syracuse.
Wisconsin was a big winner this weekend because of what happened and how they beat Iowa.
Congratulations to Michigan basketball too, the big win over North Florida.
They won by 20
late in the second half, and then they went on a run. And
who cares? It's early.
Fighting off.
Work in progress. That's beeline ball.
We will be back in just a minute. We're going to talk about the national landscape for college football up next.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, the 2018s are here and the 2017s have to go. This month only, save up to $13,000 on all remaining 2017s in stock. Or choose 0% financing for up to 72 months on select vehicles. There's never been a better time to save on new 2017s than right now at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos. Visit us in Okemos
or shop grafokemos.com to see our inventory and daily specials.
The Knapp Center is a historical hub for future business growth in beautiful downtown Lansing.
The Ide Company did the best they could to preserve the integrity of the history of this building while incorporating a modern open workspace.
They have been prompt, they have been efficient, and they really are a friendly, great group of people that we don't have any concerns about calling them for any of our needs.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the Ide Company family.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Advanced technology and forecasting, Storm Shield weather, only on Fox 47 News.
Confidence. You can't buy it, and we can't sell it. Confidence is earned, and you've paid your dues. Confidence is that intangible thing that makes the impossible inevitable and fantasy into fact. We can't sell you confidence. We're just a reminder that you already have it.
MSU Federal Credit Union will help start your kids out on the right financial path. Teach your children how to save money in all stages of their lives with MSU FCU's youth accounts. Stop in today or visit msufcu.org for more information.
When it comes to milk, only Fairlife is ultra filtered for 50% more protein and 50% less sugar. Wake up to a one-of-a-kind kind of milk. Fairlife.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to northern Michigan and Chicago. Doug Warren and I took a Dean luxury cruiser to Chicago, joined 27 pro football greats, more than 100 supporters of the Shinsky Orphanage in Matamoros, not far from landfall for Hurricane Harvey.
Exciting night, obviously. What a wonderful night for our fans, for our players. I mean, just every single person who's a part of this program. It's amazing what can happen when everybody works together and just cares about each other, loves each other, and just trusts each other enough for everybody to do their job. And just really impressed with our team tonight.
Just a tremendous team win against a really good football team. I thought our most complete performance of the year as a team. We didn't play perfect, but we really complemented each other well. And I thought it was neat that it was, you know, the halves were so different. Excited about the victory. Still got a long road ahead of us. Excited about the improvement that we're starting to make as a team, starting to play our best ball right now, which is what you got to do this time of year.
That's Miami coach Mark Richt and Oklahoma's Lincoln Riley, the youngest head coach in the country, after gigantic wins yesterday for their teams. Doug Warren, we blasted back from Columbus in the Ernie Boone Mobile and listened to some games, got back in time to see almost all of the night games. What impressed you most about a very revealing day of college football?
Well, that Auburn and Miami are for real. Auburn destroying Georgia, giving up only 46 yards rushing to the Bulldogs, and then Miami just taking apart Notre Dame on national TV. The turnover chain was blinging, and they held Notre Dame, who's known for its rushing attack this season, to 109 yards total on the ground. So those two teams are for real. Those are games I wanted to see whether they would do it. And the other one is Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield. If he's not the front runner for the Heisman Trophy, then they need to shut that thing down because that guy is fantastic.
Dr. John Braccio was there wearing his green and orange in Miami. And guys, we talked about this turnover chain. This thing's taken on a life of its own, Rico.
You know what, Jack? I think that it actually has supplanted row the boat. Because we all, row the boat. Turnover chain. That is a brilliant marketing
genius. Yes.
What Mark Richt did was he brought the swagger back to Miami without all the elements and the seediness. But if I'm a recruit, I want to wear that damn thing. I want that chain on. If you let me wear that chain, I'm committing right here on the spot, Coach. You see the swagger back. Honestly, when I saw that game, I said, good Lord, Michigan State has to play them in a few years.
You know what I liked about it, Tom? Something that honors the defense. And maybe people who don't get all the headlines. Right. And suddenly, hey, they're getting their notoriety.
Right, because the turnover in college, any level of football, is huge. I mean,
that's so Miami.
That's a 35 to 40 yard swing is a turnover. It's, you know, it counts. We're 3 points, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it's such a celebration. You're going to get super aggressive defenders when you have something like that.
The kid got the pick six, and I think more people in the crowd were excited for him to put the chain on rather than the pick six.
I thought the same thing. I thought the touchdown doesn't mean anything in this game.
Tom, what surprised you yesterday, other than the margins of victory, when some talented home teams really got it rolling?
Well, you know, think about the overall reaction of the whole week and actually to the whole season is you can get hammered, and then the next week you hammer somebody else, and you can get hammered twice during the year, and you're still in the hunt as in Ohio State. And the thing of it is, back in the old days when we followed college football, if you got blown out, you had no shot of ever being brought into the thought process of a national championship. It's changed now. Yeah. It doesn't matter how bad you get beat. It's just who you lose to, I guess.
Auburn destroying Georgia, Miami routing Notre Dame, Oklahoma proving, hey, maybe it is the best of the Big 12.
Yeah.
Had a lot of those kinds of games yesterday, and the only road team, the only unbeaten team that really looked like they might go down to that rallied, Alabama.
Yeah, and Alabama should have lost that game. I have no clue to what Mississippi State's strategy was at the end of the game.
The blitz.
They got the ball back with like a minute something to go, and they didn't know whether they wanted to run the clock out or try to score.
Right.
Ended up giving the ball back to Alabama. Alabama scores. Jalen Hurts hits that touchdown. And then Alabama tried to give the game away with a pass interference on a Hail Mary play. It was interference, but yeah, that Alabama should have lost.
I was surprised, Doug. I thought that Dan Mullen would have a strategy. Looked like he was caught in the middle and couldn't decide what to do.
Sometimes it just happens. The pressure of the game, you get caught up in the moment, and even the best of coaches, and he's one of them. That happens. And when you're Alabama, I mean, Saban beats it into them all year long. He's like, the next play, the next play, the next play. And they're decimated.
I mean,
yeah, there are no linebackers. The secondary's decimated, and yet they still find a way to win.
I was impressed by that win by Alabama.
Rico, when you take a look at the top 25 today, who are the 4 teams that we're going to have in the playoff?
Alabama, Miami, Oklahoma, Clemson.
The 4 that are in, not Wisconsin.
Until next
week. Nobody's
week.
saying Wisconsin, Tom.
Wisconsin's 5.
You're buying it?
Whiskey's in control. If they run the table, they are in. They're definitely in.
Well, they can start with a win over Michigan. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about basketball. Michigan State Duke coming up Tuesday in Chicago. Up next on Press Pass.
The legendary Checkers and Rallies Big Buford now comes in 3 sizes. Big, bigger, and beast with all the fixings. The single, double, or triple Buford. So how hungry are you? Checkers and Rallies. Fast foodies know the deal.
After reviewing the play, you should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda. During Capital Honda's Savings Rush, catch 2017 Honda Accord LX, 0 down, $219 a month. Score 2017 Honda Civic LX, $169 a month. Rush to Capital Honda today.
Hi folks, I'm Jack Williams from Total Firearms and Pro Tackle Shop. Stop in and see us for all your fishing, hunting, and archery needs. Like us on Facebook.
At Rallies and Checkers, get a win before the game even starts because the 4 for $3 comes with a new Fry Lovers Burger with fries, pie, and a drink. Beats overpriced stadium food, the 4 for $3 deal with your choice of 4 sandwiches. Rallies and Checkers, fast foodies know the deal.
Taking funny to new levels, The Big Bang Theory, 5 nights a week.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
It was a Saturday of smiles for Michigan State at Michigan Stadium. A sea of white amid maize and blue. A team that laid it all on the line with ferocious hits and a steady hand. For 59 minutes and 50 seconds, then all hell broke loose. Cherish the memories of last October 17th and one of the greatest finishes in college football history. The Perfect 10 by Jack Ebling and Joe Rexrode. Go to 10perfectseconds.com before time runs out.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first, I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
defense for the most part, other than the ball screen defense of a couple of our bigs, was phenomenal. You know, it's like any other sport you're in. If one guy doesn't do his job, it makes the other guy look bad. And sometimes, you know, on those high ball screens, we just struggled a little bit. When we did it right, we were awesome. You know, you got to play a complete game, and that's the only part. I got a couple guys that I didn't think played both ends, so we'll try to correct that. And it really bothers me that guys that don't get a chance to play as much go in there and don't play as hard as I think they could play. So I guess I'm happy about some of it, not very happy about the other, but I'm ready to move on. We got a big game on Tuesday, and that's what I'm going to try to do.
That's Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo wearing his Judd Heathcote-like green jacket.
I like that. Nice
the tribute, and actually came out, played zone defense at the beginning, just as his mentor always thought he should do. Rico, Michigan State also came out, coaches included, in those T-shirts.
Right.
Sign of unity. We talk, we listen, and the back talk. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we talk, we listen in the back. It's not about we, it's about us. And it kind of goes to the whole social anxiety that's happening right now. And they're saying, hey, look, we talk. You know, things are going on, but hey, guys, instead of you take this side, you take this side, what happens if you just talk? And, you know, it was funny because Izzo and I talked about this at the media day, and we were sitting there, and he was saying, you know, what do I do? How do I connect with these guys? And I'm like, Tom, the best thing you could do is talk, because no one ever talks. And when they had those T-shirts, I thought that was perfect. That was a perfect social statement. I'm not taking this side. I'm not taking this side. I'm challenging you guys. Just talk to each other.
Michigan State has always been at its best when us has meant more than me. And you've seen that with the high percentage of assists on a lot of the Michigan State teams. This Michigan State team was up 26 at the half without making a single three-pointer. What does that mean?
That was amazing. Well, you got to look at the level of competition that they shot some, they weren't going in, but you know, Nick Ward couldn't be guarded. And the funny thing about it, Jack, is Izzo's problem is going to be which combination. We forgot about Nick Ward. We're on press row, and he sits down for 10 minutes. He comes back in the game like, oh yeah, I forgot Ward couldn't be stopped. But yeah, they could just drive to the basket at will and at ease. And you know, North Florida couldn't really do anything rebounding. They would challenge the rebound, but they weren't going to.
Everyone wants to know, who are your starters? Who are your top five? Michigan State is going to have some situational lineups, I think, looking at the opponent. Might not be the same every night. Doug, when you think that Michigan State had that exhibition win over Georgia, how handy might that be in the Champions Classic Tuesday night against a Duke program that Tom Izzo's beaten one time?
Well, it'll certainly help when you play a team in the SEC in an exhibition. It's another tune-up for them, and they did it sort of on a neutral site at Van Andel Arena, so that'll kind of play into a little bit that preparation going into an unfamiliar environment. But again, it's Duke, so you got to protect the basketball. If you get turnovers against Duke, they'll hit threes in transition. The game could get ugly quick. We've seen that before. So Cassius Winston, Tum there, and they need to protect that basketball and distribute it effectively to all the weapons that they have. And if they handle themselves that way and can rebound, which you expect they'll be able to do all year with all the size, I think they might be able to get another win against Duke down in Chicago.
Tom, we have seen Duke recently, and they have 3 guards on the floor. Sometimes it looks like they have 4 guards on the floor, and they kill you with the 3. This is a much bigger Duke team than we're used to seeing. Still have Grayson Allen, but you know, they've got some very talented young players. The question is, Michigan State sophomores with that year of experience, what does that mean?
Oh, that's going to be huge. The thing about Michigan State's team, when I look at them and their personnel, and I watched a little bit of it Friday night as much as I could stomach, they're kind of scary right now to watch, but the depth on the front line is unbelievable. They just keep coming in. Oh, I forgot, like Rico saying, forgot about that guy, forgot about that guy. That's going to come into play. This is a big measuring stick, though. I think it's great when these teams play together early on, kind of gauge each other where each other are, and then move forward, because it's not going to hurt you. It's a credibility way, and they're going to mop up on all the lesser teams and then get ready for Big Ten play, which starts early December this year.
Do you like these kinds of early season showdowns?
Oh, I think they're great because they promote. What do you think the recruits think about? Man, going to a United Center like that? Oh, I want to go play for Michigan State or Duke, Kentucky or Kansas to do that.
And you know that in the course of your career, alternating years, Rico, you're going to play Duke, Kansas, Kentucky.
Yeah, I mean, and they all say that is they come to Michigan State to play in the big games. They know Izzo is never going to back down. One of these days, you could have a game on the moon. Him and Hollis just get together and say, "You want to play here?"
Well, this
let's
tournament
play.
tags those 4 programs as the top 4.
Yeah,
that's what it does.
First time ever, 1, 2, 3, and 4 all playing one night. It's like a Final Four.
Branded as elite, and Michigan State has a chance to prove it. Hey, it might be the first of 2 collisions with the Duke Blue Devils through the course of the season. Don't be surprised if these teams meet again in San Antonio.
How about on Monday night?
You take that, right? A little Monday night
I think
game.
it's gonna happen.
Instead of the Tuesday night action. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about the prep football playoffs and our area teams still alive coming up on Press Pass.
When you've got an uncontrollable cough, take Delsum, the #1 12-hour cough medicine. It helps control the impulse to cough for 12 hours, which means you're controlling your cough on your morning commute. And later, when you're joking with Beth, even when most cough medicines stop, Delsum is still working. And when your day's over, your cough is still under control, thanks to the #1 12-hour cough medicine. Delsum, the cough controller.
At Rallies and Checkers, you can get a win before the game even starts. And winning just got easier because the 4 for $3 now comes with your choice of a new Fry Lovers Burger, fries, apple pie, and a drink for just $3. Beats trying to fill up on overpriced stadium food. The 4 for $3 deal with your choice of 4 sandwiches. Rallies and Checkers. Fast foodies know the deal.
They're your stories. Tell us how you say yes to Mid-Michigan.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
Working with the Ide Company, 1, is very easy to do. 2, they're very responsive to our needs. And 3, as we've grown as a company, they've listened to those needs and they've helped us plan out our future in terms of growth that needs to be done at this location.
It's just comforting to know I'm working with the Ide Company, knowing that they can accommodate our growth. In that way, they're an excellent partner.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the Ide Company family.
At Fabiano's Pizzeria, we're more than great pizza. We're family. We're friends. We're a team. Dough and sauce made from scratch. We're serious about quality. And we're honored to serve you. Fabiano's Pizzeria, Westphalia, just down the road.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Lansing's Best segment, brought to you by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority, bringing thousands of athletes and teams to Mid-Michigan for dozens of tournaments and special events. Hats off to everyone at the GLSA for showing just what this area can be. We are talking about the Michigan High School Athletic Association Football Championships. We are finished with the regional round for 11-man football, and we're to the championships for 8-man. Tom Crawford thought we might be able to get something with DeWitt and East Lansing. Would have taken an upset for DeWitt. East Lansing was right there. DeWitt ran into maybe the best team in the state in any class.
Yeah, Muskegon Big Reds, oh boy, a powerful team. They've been doing all year, but just been beating teams by 50-plus points. They beat one team 70-0. DeWitt to get beat 49-0, that's very unusual. That's such a proud program that competes at all levels. So, yeah, and East Lansing was playing Battle Creek, Harper Creek, and they had the 13-0 lead, but let it slip away with 55 seconds to go in the game. We're thrown in the end zone in retaliation. Could almost scored a touchdown at the end, but it falls short. But a great season for Bill Farrakos Trojans, indeed.
East Lansing came on toward the end of the year. That defense left it in every game.
Right. Ended up 9-3 though. And defense has always improved with Bill Farrakos' team, and not this time was another example of that. But so moving on, I guess it's what, PW that we're talking about?
We have a few teams left, Doug. We had teams bow out after district championships. Williamston, Sexton, Portland, all terrific seasons, but ended this week.
Yeah, but you still have some stalwarts, as you said, Jackson, Lumen, Christie, Ithaca still in there, and PW trying to go for another state championship. Right. Those are teams that are in it every year, and they're in it in late November, so it's kind of expected, so we'll see how they go, and if they can bring a couple more championships back to Mid-Michigan by Thanksgiving weekend.
Ithaca and Jackson, Lumen, Christie could have them going in Division 6, opposite ends of our viewing and listening areas.
We'll take anything we can get, Jack.
And how about PW? People said, hey, this team isn't quite what last year's was. They're 2 wins away from back-to-back
You have
titles.
a veteran, Jimmy Lehman, when you have a veteran quarterback coming back who's won a state title, that helps a lot. And plus, you got a program that's used to winning all the time.
Also, Portland St. Patrick, congratulations now in the championship game in 8-man football. Rico, when you look around the state and the teams that are there are some very familiar names, including some in Detroit. And people said, hey, this might be the year to get Cass. This might be the year to get Catholic Central. This might be the year to get Martin Luther King. Don't know about that.
No, as a matter of fact, and you'd be happy to know this, Cass Tech going up against West Bloomfield. So Ronald Bellamy, former Wolverine versus West Bloomfield.
Yes.
That game's at 1 o'clock. If somebody asked me who's going to win, I'm like, I can't call that one. Cass Tech, dramatic win over Chippewa Valley. Chippewa Valley goes up with a minute to go. Cass Tech hits a Hail Mary, and then the running back, old Walter Payton style, literally jumped over the – you don't see that anymore.
I saw that. And Detroit Catholic Central, another powerful team. They beat Canton, who had blown out Saline.
Right. Yeah.
Big win for the Shamrocks, so that's a solid program. Once again, it's the same names every year.
Doug, it's interesting because for some of these schools, it's a first-time thing. And they're so excited, and the towns are all into it.
Yeah.
And others, it's almost on the schedule. It's just like Tom Izzo says, you put the Final Four on the schedule. For some of these teams, it's a ritual, Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, it's when those expectations are built up over time, if it's like a birthright where you're supposed to be there at the end of the year, and when you're not, people are just stunned, like, oh, they lost? But it's like Muskegon. Muskegon from the west side of the state, I mean, hell, they've been winning state championships for 100 years. So when you hear the name Muskegon and you see them on your schedule, you know that you got a game no matter what.
Well, it's kind of cool because the Cass Tech, if they make it to the finals, they walk from Cass Tech to first.
That's right. And they can do it pretty quickly, right, with the trophy.
Yeah. Go across the freeway, right?
Tom, you've got Ithaca, Jackson, Lumen, Christie, Pewamo, Westphalia. Any of them holding up a championship trophy?
I'm going to go with Ithaca. I think they're going to do it again. And PW, I'm a stupid PW until someone beats them.
We'll be right back with our Cool and Smooth segment, all of our weekly awards, coming up next here on Press Pass.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, the 2018s are here and the 2017s have to go. This month only, save up to $13,000 on all remaining 2017s in stock. Or choose 0% financing for up to 72 months on select vehicles. There's never been a better time to save on new 2017s than right now at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos. Visit us in Okemos
or shop graffokemos.com to see our inventory and daily specials.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Coach's All-American Pub and Grill. What makes us All-American? Enjoying great food with ice-cold beverages and friendly service. Watching the game on one of our 21 large-screen TVs. With a variety of fun indoor and outdoor entertainment every night of the week. Connecting with friends, dining with family, or catching the game, you'll always have a great time. Coach's All-American Pub and Grill. Great food, fun, and friends.
Mom at 6:30, an hour of Big Bang at 7. Only on Fox 47.
At Rallies and Checkers, you can get a win before the game even starts. And winning just got easier because the 4 for $3 now comes with your choice of a new Fry Lovers Burger, fries, apple pie, and a drink for just $3. Beats trying to fill up on overpriced stadium food. The 4 for $3 deal with your choice of 4 sandwiches. Rallies and Checkers. Fast foodies know the deal.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by the 4 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious Butterburgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious. All right, Team 216, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mid-explosion this week. Doug Warren, let's start with you in our play of the week.
Play of the week is today at Ford Field in the fourth quarter, about 4 minutes and change left, 3rd and 6. Matthew Stafford calls the audible, throws a screen pass to Golden Tate. He takes it to the house. The Lions end up pulling away from the Cleveland Browns to continue their quest to try to make the playoffs.
Was that a bigger play than Nevin Lawson's strip, scoop, and score?
I think at the time, because the game was still in doubt that Cleveland was within 7 points. The scoop and score was big, but at that moment in the game, you call the audible like that to see that they're bringing the blitz and they're having trouble protecting Stafford at that point. For him to do that, it just shows how Stafford and Tate have taken it to another level.
Any nominations for Alabama's touchdown at the end of that game at Mississippi State kept them unbeaten?
Nah, too risky defense. I mean, they just served it up for him. That was a bad call by Dan Mullen.
Rico Beard, what about our game of the week?
Game of the week, I normally don't do this. You like to go with the close games. You know, it wasn't the Michigan State game. I'm going to say I was torn between the Wisconsin win and the Miami Hurricane win. But the difference is Miami wears a chain, Wisconsin doesn't. Wisconsin's boring. Get a chain. Get some cheese around your neck. Do something, Wisconsin. Miami shut the critics up. They went out there and dismantled Notre Dame. Everybody's saying, well, you know, they're good, but how good are they? They put the U back on the map.
Yeah? You were so Miami.
I love the swag. I love the U back in the day when they were doing things with Luther Campbell.
And I do imagine you liking swagger.
Right, and now you got The Rock, and him and Golden Tate made that bet. I can't wait for Golden Tate to wear the 94 jersey and the chain around his neck. I like what Miami did. They upset the apple cart. Everybody was ready to hand it to Notre Dame and say, they're in, Notre Dame.
How about Auburn? They beat the #1 team in the country and just smashed them.
Did they wear a chain, Jack?
It's all about the chain.
It's all about the bling. It's all about bling. Bling, bling.
Tom Crawford, what about our team of the week?
You know what? Just because I'm switching my team of the week. I'm flipping it right here and right here in mid, right part of the segment. I could go to the Pistons. They're 10-3. My God, that hasn't happened in about 12 years. I could go with Miami Hurricanes. I could go with Auburn. I could go with Ohio State Buckeyes for that beat down on Michigan State. But no, I'm going to go with the Wisconsin Badgers. You know why? Ooh. Yeah, they might be vanilla, but they're finally in control of their own destiny. If they win out, they're going to the playoff, Rico.
And you know who helped them? Miami.
Well, I don't care who helped them. You got to give them some love. I'm telling you what.
I gave them love.
You say vanilla. You say vanilla.
That's an amazing program, guys. And they're definitely.
And they do it without 4- and 5-star recruits.
I know.
They very seldom have a recruiting class ranked in the top 40.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's my team of the week.
Maybe Wisconsin can have a vanilla sundae. When you get a turnover, something touchdown, you just start eating a sundae.
Well, Wisconsin is the home of Culver's, right?
Sure, why not? You know?
All that frozen custard.
Mid-explosion, whatever.
For our player of the week, a lot of ways we can go with this. But, Rico, we were talking about this yesterday in the press box. Mike Weber.
Yeah.
It's a guy who had lost his starting job to J.K. Dobbins, going against a Michigan State defense that was #3 in the country against the run, allowing just 87 yards a game. He has 162 of them, 162 on 9 carries. He averaged 18 yards a carry. He had 2 touchdowns, including an 82-yarder.
I should have known something. I met his father, and I'm like, they're going to shut down your son. He's like, you think so, huh? Okay.
He could have come to Michigan State and said it was L.J. Scott.
L.J. Scott.
He committed to Michigan, sitting there watching the beat down.
When they got beat by Maryland. At halftime, he decommits at halftime. How the hell am I?
Mike Weber, it was your weekend. Want to thank our team. Tom Crawford, Blue Belly Tom. He'll be with us Tuesday and Thursday on The Drive with Jack. Rico Beard. You can hear him weeknights on the Team 92.1, 6 to 7, right after The Drive, and Doug Warren, our producer, both shows, and our Detroit Lions and NFL historian. We will be back next Sunday. Much, much more football conversation, college and pros, and perhaps getting ready for championship games. We'll be right back. Have a great week, everyone.